Welcome to Tank Brick Studio. In this video, I'm sharing a progress update on my LEGO Medieval Fantasy World. I've built quite a number of the sets from my last video, and I wanted to show you how I'm currently displaying them and share my next steps. These newly built sets are displayed individually in my little display cabinet and in separate acrylic cases. I store them this way mainly to keep the dust off. Let's do a quick tour. In the display cabinet, from the top, I have the Creator 3-in-1 Medieval Castle and the Ideas Medieval Blacksmith. I also have the one-piece Going Merry ship stored here, but that will belong to my pirate world, not this medieval one. Here, I have the old Red Kingdom King's Castle with a section of the Kingdom Joust set behind it. And here is another King's Castle from the King's Knights faction, together with two smaller gate towers from the same series. At the bottom, I have the largest castle, the Lion Knight's Castle. Beside it is Optimus Prime, an alternate build from a Bricklink instruction I bought. I'll share more on that in another video. For now, let's focus back on the medieval builds. In another area, I've stored the smaller sets that fit into my acrylic cases. If you're interested in these cases, I have another video with an in-depth review. The link is in the description and at the end of this video. Here, I have the bonsai tree set. I find it very interesting, and it's a great source of techniques I can use to make more trees for my medieval world. On the left is a simple carriage from a gift with purchase set. I'll keep the horse and likely modify the carriage for my world. To the other side are some small builds from the Kingdom's Joust set. On the second row, I have Dr. Jane's set. I've included it because I intend to repurpose the jungle environment for my medieval world. Next to it is Magisto's Magical Workshop. Then we have the forest hideout with some forest people, and the tree built from the medieval town square. To the right is a Ninjago set with this beautiful dragon-shaped mountain cliff and a waterfall. A perfect fantasy piece. At the very bottom are the three buildings from the medieval town square set. I decided to lay them all out on a table to get a sense of how they fit together. There's a lot of gray, so adding greenery helps create a nice color contrast. The blues and reds also help break it up. I had a little fun arranging them into a tentative town layout. We have a large town entrance here, with the castle positioned deeper behind. Buildings and activities are happening outside the castle walls. I imagine the town surrounded by greenery, which I've tried to suggest here. Deep in the greenery, there's a forest hideout and the Dragon Rock waterfall. Back in the town center is where all the main buildings would be for housing, trade, and other activities. Overall, it looks great together. But I still want to compare the buildings from different sets to check their scale. One obvious issue is the blacksmith. Its scale seems relatively large compared to the buildings from the medieval town square. Let's add another building for comparison. If I rotate the blacksmith, we see more of the blue roof, and the scale difference becomes even more obvious. It would also look unrealistically large beside the castle. Therefore, I'll be modifying and downscaling this blacksmith set to better match the scale of the other buildings. To start, Let's measure their size using a standard 30 by 32 base plate. For me, it's easier to count studs with the sets placed on top. At a glance, we can see the blacksmith structure is about 24 studs wide and 22 studs deep. Now, here's a building from the medieval town square. It's about 23 studs wide and 16 studs deep. Even with a similar width, the blacksmith looks much larger, likely due to its height and that large blue roof. Here's a view from another angle. I think to start, I will reduce the size and height of the roof, and lower the height of each floor to scale it down better. Let's swap in another building to compare. This one has 3 buildings combined into one. Again, the blacksmith just looks massive beside it. I believe this set was the first release in this medieval series, so the scale wasn't yet aligned with the later castle and town sets. The design and style feel right for the era, it's just the scale that's off. So, I'm going to start downscaling the blacksmith. Do subscribe and come back for more updates on my medieval building progress. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back soon.